So this one is basically for the fellas, but roundabout for the ladies. So the ladies would love to hear your input, comments, and what your thoughts are. I just want to share some. I don't know if you're familiar with Cody Brett. I've been seeing a lot of his stuff in my feed, and it's very some deep stuff. If you've been following me for any point in time, you know happiness, health, and prosperity. Happiness is part of being happy with yourself, a relationship with yourself, with your Creator, and those around you. So that's the basis of. I mean, we're all here for different stuff. I know, whatever. This is Ron's choice. If it helps you, if you're looking for some reminders to help you out in any relationships that you're having, this hit me. And we don't know what we don't know, and then a lot of times we forget what we know. And this was a reminder for me, because I often say, all as humans, all we ever really want is to be loved and needed, and to feel safe. That's partners, women, men, children. Now we all know that women typically, not everybody, are more emotional than men. So that's something that's out of everything, that's more important. And then you think a kid, a child, even my parents loved me, no question about it, but that lovey huggy stuff that didn't go on in my house. And I think because I crave that so much, that it's really close to me now. Over the years, it's kind of hit me going through. I did typical relationships as kids through high school. I think I had my first girlfriend in 5th grade. I can remember a lot of them, naming through, and then I go in the Army, and shy introvert kid, meeting all these people from all over the country, trying to learn, and I picked up some bad habits from some of those guys. My first duty station was Hawaii, party town. I'm watching these guys just I don't know, why am I telling you that? Confession that I probably did things that I were out of character for me. But and I mean with the opposite sex. I have a good, my dad was a good provider. Again, the emotional stuff wasn't there. So anyway, the whole point of this is, as men, we don't think like women do. It's not on an emotional side. So when we provide, when we give flowers are great. When we say I love you, when we wash our partner's car, fill it up with gas, we think, and these things are appreciated. But when someone doesn't truly feel, if you're not saying it in a way that makes them feel loved and appreciated, it starts to wear on you. Now, so the next part of that, I was married. I was with someone for 16 years, married for 13. And, I've been divorced for 23 years. So I've almost was engaged once. A lot of relationships. I'm a deep thinker. I'm an observer, a learner, and I've been trying to learn over the years. Read The Love Dare, 5 love languages. Men are from Mars, women are from Venus. The second copy of that. some of Tony Robbins' stuff, and all of it had good stuff, and it was a light bulb would go off. But then, you don't practice it, if you're not around it, and you kind of lose it. And so my point of that is, in those books, a lot of them will tell you, everybody's different. The love languages, everybody receives love differently. But a lot of times we think, okay, this is how I feel loved. So if I do that to you, then you should feel loved. But it doesn't work that way. The saying, and I don't even know if that saying's accurate, and about do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That's fine, but that might not be what they want, right? Just because you want it done to you. So if you're not familiar with the love languages, like, one of them is physical touch, and another one is words of affirmation. Those are two big ones. And you have to know what your partner likes, and words of affirmation. That's probably a big one. And the love languages, I think everybody has them. It's just which degree, and it fluctuates. It'll change. But I think words of affirmation, even though people say, because I'm one of those, I'm not big on kudos, pat you on the back. You like to hear it. Hey, that was great. So I think in turn, because it doesn't mean that so much to me, it's hard for me to say it. Even though a lot of times I think it, and I do things that may reflect that in my mind, but you have to say them, and you have to mean them, and you have to be intentional. And again, a lot of these principles apply for children. Man, you sit back and think about the things that are being said, especially in this world today. But I mean, it's tough growing up trying to find yourself. And then you go home and everything you do is wrong, and nobody ever sits you down and hugs you. I mean, with an intensity. I love you. You're my kid. I want to make sure you're good. That's, oh man, just gives me chills just thinking about it, because I never got that. But, like I said, my parents did the best they could with what they had, with the way they were raised, what they knew. My dad was a military man. It was always, that this was an order to things. This is how it had to be done. And again, everybody's different. You handle things differently. But if you have someone that you love and care about, again, family, friends, children, whatever, you have to notice what they need and convey it that way. Now, hopefully, the closer the circle is, with your partner, it's reciprocal. And, you guys have to work that out. Hey, this is what I need to feel loved. What do you need? So I'll give you what you need. You give me what I need. Not if. I'm going to give you what you need to feel loved. I don't want to go too deep into it. And if you know my analogy about electricity, this is the work you have to do, laying the groundwork. So eventually you can flip that switch, and it comes easier to say, hey, I really appreciate you. What you've done here, this is great, and this is awesome, or whatever. Even though you think, man, I don't need that. But once you know, that's what my partner needs. That's what my child needs to hear. That's what my friend needs to hear. That's whatever it is. You can even take it into the workplace. If you're a leader, appreciation. It's a silly piece of paper with on the printer that says, employee of the month, or great job for this or that. It goes a long way. Not for everybody again. If that's something that doesn't mean anything to you, it's not about you. It's about the other person. So that Cody Brett quote, I'm gonna, if I can get it downloaded, I'm gonna leave it in the comments. But this. I had a light bulb moment. I was like, I sit there and think, well, I've done this, I've done that. Why don't they appreciate it? If it was me, well, it's not about me. It's about how that person feels. And like I said, this stuff you can apply to your relationships and everywhere. And I thought about another analogy for the light switch. Not everybody likes the same kind of light switch, right? You have different shades of white, ivory. You have the rocker. You have the old style. You have the dimmer switch.